It's your boy Choco Pie for the second time. This chocolate ruined the audio. I didn't know how loud this was. Every time I gulp, it hears it. So I could not stand that video. So I'm going to try to not gulp or make a smacking noise. Every smack of my mouth, I can hear it with this amazing mic. So let's see if I could do this all right. So we are reading Proverbs, and today is the 8th. So I thought we read this again. Does not wisdom cry out, and understanding lift up her voice? She takes her stand on the top of the high hill, besides the way where the paths meet. She cries out by the gates, at the entry of the city, at the entrance of the doors. To you, O men, I call. My voice is the sons of men. O you simple ones, understand prudence, and you fools, be of understanding heart. Listen, for I will speak of excellent things, and from the opening of my lips will come right things. For my mouth will speak truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are with righteousness. Nothing crooked or perverse is in them. They are all plain to him who understands. And write to those who find knowledge. Receive my instructions, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things one may desire cannot be compared with her. Oh, there's a cutie pie. I, wisdom. You always such a funny boy. Sorry, kitty alert. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge and discretion. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and all evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. By me kings reign, and rulers decree justice. By me princes rules, and nobles, and all the judges of the earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. Riches and honor are with me, enduring riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yes, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I traverse the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasures. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his way. Before his works of old, I have established from everlasting, from the beginning, before there was ever an earth. I could never say that word right. Earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth, and when there was no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills, I was brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth or the fields, or the primal dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he assigned to the sea its limits, so that waters would not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth. Then I was beside him as a master craftsman. I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in this inhabited world. And my delight was with the sons of men. Now therefore listen to me, my children, for blessed are those who keep my ways. Hear my instructions and be wise, and do not disdain it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. For whoever finds me finds life, and obtains favor from the Lord. But he who sins against me wrongs his own soul, and all those who hate me love death. That's a savage. Usually I just read a couple, and then I go off on a little tangent story. But I did read this in the morning. I'm not going to upload that video. Wisdom is something you learn as you get older, right? Or you learn from others. And my whole thing with this channel was for young adults, or even older people, or people my age, to learn from my mistakes in life and to do something different, to make different choices than I made when I was a youngster. Everything I did when I was young was not dancing or being with wisdom. It was complete opposite. It says the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. I loved evil. I used to steal. I manipulated people. I robbed them. I lied to them. Addiction. Stole from my own parents. Sold precious things of their items for my own self-gratification to get high. And all these things. And even with friends. I would ask someone to be my friend, and I'd usually go above and beyond for my friends. Quite a lot. I would make sure I pay attention to their birthdays. Always make sure I give gifts. But the thing that happens is when you give that much to some people, as Christians, we're supposed to give. We're not supposed to take, because the thing is, God has forgiven all those things that I've done. And I'm blessed enough that the people that I wronged, for the most part, have all forgiven me at this point in my life. The only person that I am working on to have forgiveness of is my own self at this point in time. And that is still a blessing. Recently, my birthday passed, and I had a friend of mine that didn't give me a present. And I know that sounds weird, but his birthday passed, and I gave him, my VR headset. I need money right now. And I remember I was really bitter with him. I was like, dude, why couldn't he even said happy birthday to me? Why couldn't he have gave me at least a $5 thing? Well, he had his own reasons. I wouldn't necessarily say I agree with him, but at the same time, that friend has been with me through thick and thin. When I was about to get my hotel shut down, he was there with me, sitting in front of the city, the chief of police, L&I, the building inspector, and they were all looking at me. And my friend was there with me when they all say, hey, we're going to shut your business down, and we're going to make sure you fail unless you do it our way. And I was telling them, if you do this to me, I'm going to lose everything. And that was the year of, this kind of thinking. And my friend was there for me then, and even after that, he was there for me. And now he has become my best friend in this town. And it's funny, for such a simple thing, I'm thinking of a give and take thing, right? But sometimes even I forget, and as people we do, we forget a lot of times, like principles, morals, these things sometimes trump things in our mind that it shouldn't trump. I forget the moments where he's been even a greater friend than most people have been in my life. And all because of something of my principle of, oh, hey, if I give you a gift, I expect a gift back, or even 5% of that gift. That's a principle of mine, as friends should be to me. If you're my friend, I expect that. But that's my own expectations. When I take a look back of my friendship with the man, and this is where wisdom helped me to see it. I see nothing but love has been shown from that close friend of mine in this city. He's been there every step of the way through my hardships. He listened to me when I needed him to listen. He helped me. He gave me answers. He was there with me going to the pastor's house when I was literally in tears thinking I was going to lose everything. I thought I was going to be homeless. And he was there with me. And it's so crazy, as humans, you forget sometimes. As time go by, you become friends with people for a long, you forget. But the point of all that is to say, what is wisdom? It's remembering, right? Even when it says, even a fool looks wise when he keeps his mouth shut. There's so many ways to be wise. And wisdom is knowledge. Whether you learn from somebody else and you see how they do actions, and you repeat the actions that gave them progress, or it's from you learning it through life. But all of this is through memory, what you remember. Because if you didn't remember it, you wouldn't be able to attain wisdom. And that is where I'm going at. With my friend, man, he is such a good guy. I've been waiting probably my whole life to meet a friend like that. Not that I haven't met very good friends in my life. I've met many good friends. It's just I've been waiting for a friend that would want to walk this journey that I want to walk with God with me. And here I am. 35 years old now. Old man now. And I finally found a friend. And I can't forget the things he's done for me in the past. And I got to remember these things. And it goes the same way with God. Sometimes God has done so much miracles in my life, and he saved me from countless times of ODing, from dying, car accidents with me intoxicated, countless times that I could have been in prison for the rest of my life. He has saved me from all those moments, but it's so crazy. If something bad happens in my life, I go, oh God, where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you helping me, God? Please. How could you do this to me? And that's how I know that I still have a lot of growing to do as a man and as a man of God. But I'm recognizing these things now. Today, me and the wifey are about to go. Well, we went to church. And we don't have a lot of money right now. The whole trip is blessed by my parents. The trip, airplane ticket, the hotel room, everything is blessed there. And I've been completely stressed because I'm thinking, I have to really enjoy my time there, or I feel like I've wasted their money. And everything I put them through in the last couple of years, even though I've been through a lot of stress, I feel like I owe them. But we don't have a lot of money saved up. And I got into the point of tithing money to the Lord. 10% of what I got. However you like to do it. If you're a Christian person, it's up to you. That's you and God's business. For me, I used to hide my wallet at home. Just so when I go to church, I don't feel convicted and feel like I have to pull out money that I don't want to give to God. So I have to act like I have to forget it in my own mind, because God, supposedly, if he's an entity that knows everything, he knows. So I have to try to trick my own brain to forget my wallet at times. And I know God knows that. But today, I told my wife, do you think we should tithe? Because we don't have money. And I stood up I paid with my credit card. And I made all these things up in my head. I said, if the pastor comes over to the kiosk where I usually, because I don't carry cash, I pay with my card. I said, then I'll give God his money. It didn't happen. I eventually I ran into the pastor and I dragged him over there and I said, hey, can you put the passcode in the kiosk for me so I could tithe? And he did. And I stood there and I put $100 on that thing. And I was thinking, God, is this enough? And I just stood there looking like a weirdo. I know a couple of the church people are just staring at me like, what's that guy doing just in front of the tithing thing? And I'm just staying there because I'm like, it is so important to me because I need the money. And I've wasted money so stupidly. So it's not God's fault. But I remember all the things that God has done for me over the years. And even now in this year, blessing me, taking care of me, saving me out of bankruptcy, saving me out of offing myself. And I said, nah, if he's done that all for me, then I owe him everything. So I tithe him what he was due owed. And for me, that was more than $100. Quite a bit. It hurt my pocket, let's just say. Yeah, that's all it was that I wanted to share tonight. It's a little midnight thing, and it was a little different remix of this morning. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but I'm just thinking about memory, dude. Memorizing what people have done for me, what God has done for me in my life. It helps me not to get bitter. It helps me to have wisdom to what to do in that situation. In that situation, I asked God with the money tithing. I said, God, just tell me what to do. If you tell me to tithe $600, $100, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. God did not magically pop into my head and give me a number. I had to make the choice. But the choice I made was from my memory of what God has done for me over the years, throughout my life, and up until this year. And that's how I gave him the proper money. And I have no fear of the amount of money I gave him. I don't think it's going to ruin our trip. I think it's going to bless us. And we don't tithe as Christians to get blessings from God. No. And God is not here spending our money, right? God doesn't need our money. Tithing is all showing faith. It's not even for the pastor. It's for you. Do you trust God enough to give up something that's precious? What's more precious in this life other than family and money? Because you need money to survive. And that's all it is. Do you trust God enough to give up something that's important to you, to the extent that it might hurt? Well, I did. And I will give another report back if some miracle happens and I get blessed. Now, like I said, I didn't tithe to get more money, right? But if God chooses to bless us in a different way, I will make sure to let y'all know. So anyways, this is a little chiller side of Choco Pie, and I know it's a little bit more preachy, but I hope y'all have a blessed one. And I'll see y'all later, man.